Ladies, I am here tonight on the show. And tonight I am going to go through everything week one. I'm going to try to recap this puppy as the professional that I am. I'm going to try to recap this puppy as much as I can. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to try to go by every game. We'll see how this puppy goes. But I'm going to try, what the fuck just happened to my, I'm going to try to cover every game. All right, so let's cover the first game. The Seattle Seahawks versus the Indianapolis Colts. As I predicted, a lot of people did not, but I actually got this one right. 28-16, Seattle wins this game. Russell Wilson with his new offensive coordinator did fantastic. Went 8 for 23, 254 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Russell Wilson looked pretty damn good tonight. Chris Carson runs for 91 yards. So they ran the ball, they threw the ball, they looked fantastic. Indianapolis is a good defense. On the road, Seattle's usually not a good September team. So the fact they won this game by double digits on the road versus a possible playoff team in Indianapolis is very encouraging if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan. Very great opener by Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks on the road versus a playoff caliber team. For the Colts, it's all about Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, he did all right. You know, he wasn't fantastic, but he did all right. He went 25 for 38, 251 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. At least he didn't throw the interceptions. That's key. That is very key with Carson Wentz. The running game, it could be better. Jonathan Taylor, only 56 yards. I think that's the thing they have to continue to work on with the running game. They have too much of they have too much talent. Now Carson Wentz did move around a little bit. He ended up with 23 rushing yards, so that's a good sign. Carson Wentz. He's very mobile. He's very athletic, but he's always got injuries. So that's good. That's good that coming off the foot injury, he was able to move around like that. So yeah, but great win if you're Seattle on the road. If you're Indianapolis, it's a good. It's not the worst loss in the world because it is Seattle. You're facing a top 5 quarterback. You're facing a playoff caliber team in Seattle. So keep your head up if you're Indianapolis. Frank Reich, Carson Wentz, your first game together. Not too bad. You got a tough opponent, but nothing to be ashamed of for losing to Russell Wilson. Next game, Jackson versus Houston. So many people are saying Houston was going to be a worse team. And Houston, and I said it, guys, not so fast, my friends. With Tyrod Taylor at the helm, things are going to change. This is a man who I believe won 9 games in 2017 with the Buffalo Bills. This guy can win some games. Now, the Buffalo Bills had a fantastic defense and the good running game. This Texans team is not that good, but this guy can win some games, man. Tyrod Taylor can win some ball games, ladies and gentlemen. Tyrod Taylor could be a problem for defenses, man. He can move around. He's almost like he's not as good, but he is the Deshaun Watson style of quarterback. Jacksonville, terrible. I thought they were terrible. You have a great chance to start off the Urban Meyer, Trevor Lawrence era on a good note, and I thought they played terrible. Too much throwing the football. They threw the ball 51 times, and I don't think, let's see here, they only ran it about, let's see here, they ran the football about, let's see here, 16 times I think they ran the football tonight. They got to do a better job with the balancing it out. Too much throwing for a rookie quarterback. I know he's Trevor Lawrence, but still, I thought they put too much pressure on Trevor Lawrence tonight. He went 28 for 51, 232 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Too much pressure on the kid. Urban Meyer and this coaching staff have got to do a better job of taking some of this pressure off his shoulders and balancing it more out with the running game. Too much passing, man. They gotta throw the ball a little bit. They gotta run the football a little bit more, if you ask me. We'll see what happens. This is the first time ever Trevor Lawrence loses a regular season game. He went undefeated every year in Clemson. So this is the first time he loses a regular season in his life. Hey, it's the NFL. Did you have a right? Tyrod Taylor, 21 for 33, 291 yards, 2 touchdowns. They ran the football. Mark Ingram, 85 yards, 1 touchdown. They ran the ball. They have a lot of depth. They got Mark Ingram. They got Phillip Lindsay. They have a lot of depth with the running game. Also Tyrod Taylor can move around. He ran for 40 yards. That's the one thing about Houston. They can run the football with Tyrod Taylor, Phillip Lindsay, and Mark Ingram. They could definitely do that for sure. Brendan Cooks, he had a good game, 5 catches, 132 yards. Danny Mendola, I think he just signed there, if I'm not mistaken. He ended up with 34 yards, 1 touchdown, 5 catches. But yeah, this team, they may not be so bad after all. Eagles beat the hell out of the Falcons in their first game. A lot of surprising. A lot of people, another team like the Texans, people thought it was going to suck ass. And they surprised a lot of people tonight. Jalen Hurts looked fantastic. 27-35, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interception. Fantastic start for Jalen Hurts. Miles Sanders, 74 yards. Jalen Hurts also ran for 62. And then Gainwell towards the end there with 37 yards, closed it out in a touchdown. Great job by the Philadelphia Eagles. The defense too surprised me. I couldn't believe how bad Matt Ryan was. I don't know if I ever seen Matt Ryan this bad in my life. Matt Ryan really struggled tonight, man. And they brought in this new coach, Arthur Smith, to help out Matt Ryan to get him back into the MVP form from 2016 when he was with Kyle Shanahan. And terrible start to the Arthur Smith era, man. So Matt Ryan went 21 for 35, 164, 0 touchdowns. It's terrible when you're, especially in this air attack league, you can't even get to 200 yards. Only 164 for Matt Ryan. He looked terrible tonight. They got a lot of work to do. The Falcons got a lot of work to do. I thought a lot of people thought, maybe even me, they were a wild card team. They got a lot of work to do if they want to be a wild card team in the NFL this year. Have a lot of work to do. Matt Ryan looked terrible tonight, man. They got a lot of work to do if they want to contend for the playoffs. Chargers with a surprising win in Washington 2016. The biggest thing is Ryan Fitzpatrick went out with a hip injury. So now Haneke's a starter. We'll see how that goes right away, right off the bat. They can't catch a break, right? Always with the injuries. Going all the way back to Robert Griffin III, the last few years, Alex Smith, and now Ryan Fitzpatrick, another injury. This team, Tyler Heineke did start a game in the playoffs last year versus Tampa Bay, so he has some experience, so we'll see what they do with that. There was already some talk about Cam Newton, obviously, reuniting with former head coach Ron Rivera. We'll see how that goes. Justin Herbert, I think they're the ball a little bit too much, if you ask me. 47 times, completed 31. 137, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But man, this Justin Herbert guy, he can play, man. Last year, I think he broke the rookie quarterback for touchdowns. So this guy can play football, man. This guy can play football. Keenan Allen, man, 9 catches to 100 yards. They had no answer for Keenan Allen. Same thing with Mike Williams, 8 catches, 182 yards, 1 touchdown. Jared Cook, they had a lot of weapons. But yeah, man, it kind of was surprising when I thought Washington with their defense they would win, but with Fitzpatrick getting hurt pretty fast in the first quarter too, I believe. So Tyler Heineke played most of the game. He went 11 for 15, 122, 1 touchdown. The thing is, at least Tyler Heineke did not throw an interception tonight. That was the big key tonight for Washington moving forward, because most likely Tyler Heineke will be the quarterback going forward, at least until Ryan Fitzpatrick can get healthy. I don't think they're going to make a move. It's too early in the year to panic and make a move. So let's see what type of injury Ryan Fitzpatrick has. But let's see what they do with that. Gibson, who I expect a lot from this year, 20 carries, 90 yards. I think he's going to do a lot. I think that's going to be their philosophy, right? Run the football and play defense if you're Washington. But yeah, great win right there for the LA Chargers. Steelers would arguably be upset of the day, 23-16 versus Buffalo, man. What the fuck happened, man? Roethlisberger, 18 for 32, 188, 1 touchdown. Wow, but Roethlisberger just did enough. Again, remarkable over less than 200 yards, 188, and you still win a ball game. Jesus, in this air attack league, that's incredible if you're Ben Roethlisberger. And they didn't run the football that much either. Najee Harris in his debut, 16 carries, 45 yards, no touchdowns. It wasn't like they ran the... This was a fantastic win for Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers to get their confidence back up, man. It really was. Great win. Let's look at the Bill stats. Josh Allen, again, Just like the Jacksonville game. Too many passing. And this was the problem with the Bills last year too, remember? They didn't have a running game. It's unbelievable to me. You're a top 5 team in this league. You're a Super Bowl contender, and you don't have a running game? Usually teams that have a running game are Super Bowl contenders. Now, they did have Devin Singletary go for 72, but I don't know. Let's see here. They did run the football a little bit more than Jacksonville, but again, 50, let's see here, 11, let's see here. I don't know why ESPN doesn't add it up, the runs. I don't know why they don't do that. So I got to add 11 plus 9 is 20, and then 24, 20. So 25 to 51. 51 passes to only 55 runs. But at least they did have, and now 25, this is the problem here. 25, I beg your pardon, 9 out of the 25 were by Josh Allen. So that's the thing. So they got to do a better job of running the football. That was their Achilles heel last year. They didn't run the football enough. They got to do a better job of establishing that running game. They got Matt Breida and they got Devin Singletary. They got to do a better job of establishing that running game. But Josh Allen, 270, 1 touchdown. At least he didn't throw any interceptions. But they have got to do a better job of establishing the running game if you're Sean Durbin in that Buffalo Bills team. Stephon Diggs, great game, 9 catches and 69 yards. Cole Beasley, 8 catches, 60 yards. Emmanuel Sanders in his debut could have played better, 4 catches, 52 yards. But yeah, same thing with Jacksonville. They got to do a better job of balancing that out between the run and the pass. Too heavy pass. If you're Buffalo, they got to go back to the drawing board. And this one, right? This one was kind of a blow right here. San Francisco versus Detroit, but then Detroit came back at the end, and San Francisco only ended up winning 41-33. Jimmy Garoppolo went 17 for 25, 314, 1 touchdown. I thought Jimmy Garoppolo played really good football, over 300 yards, 1 touchdown. Obviously, this team, they love to run the football. Every year, right, it seems there's a new running back. Tonight it was Eli Mitchell. Eli Mitchell led the way with 104 yards, 1 touchdown. He was pretty much the leading runner, right? The leading runner. And then Dabo Samuel, 9 catches, 189 yards, 1 touchdown. But yeah, the problem was the defense at the end, right? They kind of collapsed and let Detroit get back in the game. A lot of shit talking about Jared Goff is, that he's trash. So a lot of people said Jared Goff might come out motivated, and he did. Now this one, I'll give him a pass. Why? Because they were down by so much. So that, again, you have a huge unbalance, right? 57, let's see here. Again, 9 plus 11 is 20, then 23, 24. So 24 to 50, 24, 57 passes to just 24 runs. But again, I'll give him a pass because they were down by so much. But Jared Goff, 38 for 57, 338 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. I'll take it. Jared Goff, bringing them back. Only 1 interception. That's kind of this guy's a turnover machine. So only 1 interception. I guess they'll take it. But obviously they got to do a better job of they can't get down in these games that bad. If you want to win these football games, you can't be coming down from behind like that. You gotta get off to better start so you don't have to dig yourself out of those deep holes. TJ Hickerson, 8 catches, 97 yards, 1 touchdown. DeAndre Swift, 8 catches, 1 touchdown. And then he also had 38 rushing yards. DeAndre Swift. But yeah, great win by San Francisco. This was one of those where you get the win, but if you're Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco, you can't be satisfied with the way you allowed them to get back in the game. If you're Detroit, you're mad you lost, but you're happy with the way you responded and didn't lay down. But yeah, if Detroit wants to be a Super Bowl caliber team, they have got to they cannot allow them to come back like this. They cannot allow them to come back like this. It was a little bit embarrassing, the fact they almost lost their lead. That was terrible. Bengals in overtime, 27-24 versus Minnesota. Kirk Cousins, again, a little bit too much throwing. I didn't watch this one too much, so I don't know what the situation was. But again, 22 runs, 49 passes to just 22 runs. Kirk Cousins ends up going 36 for 49, 251 yards, 2 touchdowns. Devin Cook leads the way with 61 yards, 1 touchdown. Adam Thielen, 9 catches, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns. But a great win if you're Cincinnati, man. Great win if you're Cincinnati, man. One of the best wins they had in maybe in a while. Cincinnati, man. Joe Burrow, first game back. I thought he looked fantastic coming off the ACL. 20 out of 27, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Joe Mixon, 127 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Fantastic offense. I thought the offense looked pretty damn. Ja'Marr Chase, who said he couldn't see the football because he was missing the white strips from the college football. And he did good tonight, I guess. 5 catches, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. I think great game if you're Cincinnati by Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow, right, to build their confidence after the last shitty ass last year that led in Joe Burrow getting his ACL tear. The big key for this team is obviously protecting Joe Burrow, but great win if you're Cincinnati, being a possible playoff contender, and Minnesota, man, great win if you're Cincinnati. Then Panthers, they get their payback. Sam Darnold, 19-14 versus the Jets. Zach Wilson's debut. Again, man, too much throwing. Let's see here again. 37 throws to just 17 runs. Zach Wilson ends up going 20 for 37, 258 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Okay, whatever debut, I guess. I'll give him a pass. It's his first game. But again, just like Urban Meyer, Robert Saleh has got to do a better job of taking pressure out of Zach Collins' hands and establishing the running game. Now, they were behind a lot, I think. They were behind a lot in this game. They were behind, but still, we'll see what happens. Sam Darnold goes 24 for 35, 279 yards, 1 touchdown. McCaffrey looked fantastic. 98 rushing yards. He looked fantastic. And then he also had 9 catches for 89 yards. McCaffrey is one of those players, do it all back. Robbie Anderson, 1 catch, 57 yards. So only one. That was a damn Hail Mary. Only 1 catch, but it was a big money catch by Robbie Anderson. But yeah, great win for Carolina. Like I said, if anybody can turn Sam Darnold's career around, is these 2 guys, Joe Brady and Matt Rule. So let's see what they do with him. Nice start so far here with that Panthers new era. Cardinals, another surprise, right? 38-13 versus Tennessee. I'm not surprised Tennessee struggled. I thought Tennessee could struggle after Arthur Smith leaving. I was more surprised with Arthur Smith struggling in Atlanta with Matt Ryan. I thought he upgraded a quarterback by going from Ryan Tannehill to Matt Ryan. But Matt Ryan, you could argue, had one of his worst games of his career tonight. Matt Ryan. But I'm not too surprised Ryan Tannehill and Tennessee struggle without the services of Arthur Smith. Let's go here. Kyler Murray, 21 out of 32, 289, 4 touchdowns. Kyler Murray was special tonight. He had 5 touchdowns, 4 throwing and then 1 rushing, man. He also rushed for 20 yards, 1 touchdown. Kyler Murray looked fantastic, man. He might be the player of the week so far. My Kyler Murray, man. Fantastic game by Kyler Murray, man. DeAndre Hopkins, 6 catches, 83 yards, 2 touchdowns. Christian Kirk, 5 catches, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. Fantastic game by Arizona, man. Fantastic. For Tennessee, Ryan Tannehill, 21 out of 35, 212 on the air, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But yeah, man, they got Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, man. Remember these damn running backs, Todd Gurley, DeMarco Murray. Is Derrick Henry going to get burned out here pretty soon? Ezekiel Elliott's another one. 17 runs, 58 yards, no touchdowns. I'm going to keep my eye on Derrick Henry this year. He might be starting to burn out, and once he burns out, this Titan team might burn out. Because I don't think Ryan Tannehill can carry this team. He depends too much on Derrick Henry. But Derrick Henry might be burning out. These running backs are lasting only 5 years in the league, it seems like. They are burning out quick. And Derrick Henry might be the next one. But great win for Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. in Arizona on the road in Tennessee. Again, versus another potential playoff caliber team in Tennessee. Great win by Then this was a hell of a game. This might have been the game of the day right here. Kansas City beating Cleveland 33-29. Most of the game, Cleveland led the way. But at the end there, Patrick Mahomes does his magic and wins at 33-29. But I thought Baker, he did good. And then I thought he played really good. Obviously, at the end, the interception. It's one of those things with Baker, right? He's gonna play a good game, and then again, he might be that. It's like that Tony Romo, right? Great game for the first, 57 minutes, and then those 3 minutes, he makes the fucking interception to lose the game. 21 out of 28, 321 yards, 0 touchdown, 1 interception. The interception led to the fucking heartbreaker, losing the game. Nick Chubb, 83 yards rushing. Kareem Hunt, 33 yards rushing. Also 2 touchdowns by Nick Chubb and 1 touchdown by Kareem Hunt. They were like on the running game. See, this is a team. They run the football and they play defense. They run the football and they play defense. That's how you win in this league. They almost beat the fucking Chiefs, man. Almost. Just like I said at the end there, Baker Mayfield with that interception. Patrick Mahomes, 27 for 36, 237 yards, 3 touchdowns. He didn't even play that good. Like I said, most of the game, Cleveland was winning. But then Patrick Mahomes, man, at the end, comes through and still had a pretty good game. 237 yards, 3 touchdowns, hell of a game. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 43 yards rushing. Patrick Mahomes rushed for 18 yards and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill, nobody can guard him. Nobody can cover him. He's too damn fast. 11 catches, 197 yards, 1 touchdown. Travis Kelce, 6 catches, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns. Typical Kansas City. At the end there, they found a way to win. I think at one point they were down 22-10, but they just find a way to come back, man. They just find a way to come back. Does Kansas City, man. And then the Miami versus New England. This was a 50-50 game, I thought, going into it. And I thought New England would win just because they're at home. But Miami pulled it out, man. 17-16, man. Miami pulled it out. Tua Tagovailoa, to me, I'm still not very high on him. Tonight he went 16 for 27, 222 yards. Like, again, barely making that 200-yard cut. To me, it is embarrassing. And in this air attack era we are in, these quarterbacks cannot throw for over 200. Tua Tagovailoa barely getting to the 200-yard mark. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And then the running game, right? They better rely on their fucking running game, Miami. Myles Gaskin, 49 yards. Malcolm Brown, 16 yards. But yeah, this is a team who have better rely on their running game and on their defense. Jalen Weddle, who a lot of people think is going to be one of the best wide receivers coming out of this draft class. 4 catches, 61 yards, 1 touchdown. Pretty good damn debut for Jalen Weddle, man. Pretty good damn debut. Also, Tua Tagovailoa did have a rushing touchdown. So, but again, I know Tua Tagovailoa can run. I think it was at the 1 yard line, the touchdown. I'm not too worried about his running skills, but the throwing, right? The throwing, he's got to do a better job. But he didn't do that bad. 16 out of 27, not that bad. But let's see here, Mac Jones, see much better stats already. 29 out of 39, 281, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. And then the running game, Damian Harris, 23 carries, 100 yards. I think he did have that fumble at the end there that kind of cost him the game. Nelson Aguilar, 5 catches, 72 yards, 1 touchdown. James White, 6 catches, 49 yards. But not a bad start for this Patriots era. Let's see where the Patriots go. They're kind of weird because they look fantastic in the preseason, but again, they were that one team who played every starter. They played the most starters in the preseason, so maybe they fooled us. But Miami's a good team. Like I don't like Tua Tagovailoa, but I like the running game and I like the defense. So I think it's almost like it's a good measuring sticking for New England and Mac Jones. They could have easily won this game. That turnover there by Damian Harris at the end, but they could have won this game easily. Um, I'm more positive where Mac Jones, and I'm like Tui Talavailoa, man. I'm still not convinced. We'll see. And then Denver 27-13 versus the Giants. I just thought that Denver was a much better team going into this game, man. Everything's better on Denver's side. The defense, offensive line, the quarterback. I'm sorry. Bridgewater threw the football tonight. I thought they would do more running. 36 throws by Bridgewater, completes 28 of them, 264 yards, 2 touchdowns. Teddy Bridgewater was not a game manager tonight. He was slinging that pigskin around. Was Teddy Bridgewater, man. Jesus Christ, man. And then you have Melvin Gordon, 11 carries, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. See, this is the perfect balance right here, man. Perfect balance right here. You have 28 runs and 36 passes. This is right here the pattern right here to be successful. 28 rushing attempts, 36 passing attempts. To me, this is the best. This is where you need to get to be successful. Balance it out, man. Keep the defense on their heels, man. Judy left this game with a high ankle sprain. 6 catches, 72 yards. Noah Fant, 6 catches, 62 yards. But yeah, man. I was very impressed with this Denver. I'm not impressed with the defense. I was more impressed with this Denver Broncos offense and how good they were, man. Teddy Bridgewater, he was used like a franchise quarterback, not a game manager, man. Let's look at the Giants. Danny Dimes, again, I believe he fumbled in this game. 22 out of 37, 267 yards, 1 touchdown. The disappointing part is Saquon Barkley, right? This guy is starting to maybe possibly become a bust because of the injuries. Last year, tears his ACL. 2019 missed a lot of time with an ankle injury. I don't know. 10 carries, 26 yards. Let's give him some benefit of the doubt. But he's getting close to the contract getting expired. And I don't think I've seen enough to give him an extension. Especially fucking big time extension. They got a huge decision to make here with Saquon Barkley when it comes to contract extension, man. Because of the injuries, he might be getting burned out. Daniel Jones did run for 27 yards. Daniel Jones actually ran for more yards than Barkley. He also had a rushing touchdown, Daniel Jones. Sterling Shepard, 7 catches, 113 yards, 1 touchdown. He was basically their star receiver. But yeah, man. That Saquon Barkley, man, is a disappointing, man. He might be a bust because of all those injuries. And then this one right here. The fucking shocker of the day. New Orleans Saints with their new franchise quarterback, or at least for this season, Jameis Winston, flat out dump the Green Bay Packers. Jesus Christ, man. Aaron Rodgers, I believe, only had 70 yards at halftime. Finished with 133, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers, pendejo of the week. Jesus, sack, man. 15 out of 28, 133. This was an embarrassing performance. They ended up taking him out at the end there. Jordan Love comes in, completes actually 5 out of 7 for 68 yards. He pretty much did in those few minutes in the fourth quarter what Aaron Rodgers did in the entire first half. It was an embarrassing performance tonight by Aaron Rodgers, man. Embarrassing. Those were 2 of the guys that you talk about opening the season on a bad note. Matt Ryan up in Atlanta and Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. These are Pro Bowlers, Super Bowl, MVP caliber, defending MVPs, Super Bowl quarterbacks. Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers, and they flat out stunk the bed tonight, both of them, man. I couldn't believe it, man. And Aaron Jones, same thing. Now, again, same thing as Detroit. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. You can't run the football when you're down by as much as they were down. So Aaron Jones, another shitty-ass performance. 9 yards, 0 touchdowns. A.J. Dillon actually led the way with 19 yards. Yeah, but this was terrible. Devontae Adams, 5 catches, 55 yards. Randall Cobb, I don't think he should be there. The only reason he's on that team is because he's friends with Aaron Rodgers. 1 catch, 32 yards. Mercedes Lewis, 1 catch, 19 yards. Oh my lord, this was terrible for the Packers, man. Pendejo of the week. I don't know, man. That was terrible, man. Jameis Winston ended up with, it's crazy. You would think 38 points, 5 touchdowns, he would lit it up. He threw for 148. The running, it was almost like a college offense. They actually did most of the work with the running. He only threw 20 passes, completed 14, 148 yards, but 5 touchdowns. But look at this running. Alvin Kamara, 83 yards. Tony Jones, 21 yards. I ended up watching more of the Cleveland, Kansas City game, but pretty interesting, man. 148, 5 touchdowns on 38 yards. But man, Sean Payton, is he going to do this just like he turned Drew Brees' career around in 2006? Is he going to do it again for Jameis Winston? Is Sean Payton what we thought Bill Belichick was? Everybody thought Bill Belichick was the genius and it was Tom Brady. But in this situation, it's actually Sean Payton. Sean Payton looking fantastic with this offense, with Jameis not missing Drew Brees at all, man. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Again, nobody really had a lot of catches. You know, the leading receivers were only 3 yards. Very balanced out with the run game, the passing. But that's unbelievable to me. 148 yards, but on 38 points and 5 touchdown passes, man. I might have to rewatch this game because, that's pretty interesting. But, man, Rodgers, man, what happened to you, my friend? Jesus Christ, right? Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers have a lot of work to do, man. They got to look themselves in the mirror. And then the final game, Rams 34-14. This was, as we predicted, an ass whooping. Matthew Ryan looking fantastic with his new team. 20 out of 26, 221 yards, 3 touchdowns. He looked flat out fantastic. And then at the end there, Darrell Henderson finishes it up with 70 yards, 1 touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 7 catches, 108, 1 touchdown. Great debut by Matthew Stafford, man. Great debut. And the Bears, man, terrible performance, man. Andy Dalton, 27 out of 38, 206, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. The offensive line sucks ass. I'll give David Montgomery. He had a good performance. 108 rushing yards, 1 touchdown. He went out there and balled out. That was about it, man. This team was a disappointment tonight. And then even this defense, you got fucking rocking Raycon Smith, no sacks. Let's see here. Same thing with Khalil Mack, 0 sacks. I think he only had 1 fucking tackle in the whole game. Khalil Mack was basically a no-show tonight. They're paying him all this money for Khalil Mack, man. And the guy's doing shit. 1 tackle, 0 sacks. What are you... Khalil Mack is basically stealing money from the Chicago Bears, man. All that money, and you perform like this on a primetime game, Sunday Night Football in Los Angeles. It's La La Land. And you come out and only have 1 tackle and 0 sacks. An embarrassing performance by Khalil Mack. There's an APB out for Khalil Mack. There has to be an FBI report. Where the fuck was Khalil Mack tonight, man? This was just terrible. The only bright spot tonight was you got a running game with David Montgomery. But other than that, there's no positive. Offensive line is trash. Andy Dalton, because he has no time to throw, he was not very good either. But then the worst part was the defense, especially guys especially Khalil Mack, man. Khalil Mack should have set the tone for this team, and he didn't. Terrible. Damn, man. Wow. Khalil Mack, man. I expected a lot more. You got to make an impact in this game. Get in that quarterback. Try to strip the ball away. Do something. Get some sacks. Get at least more tackles. Get at least 7 tackles. Only 1 fucking tackle, Khalil Mack? Were you just watching the game? You should have bought a fucking ticket and watch on the damn stands. You have all that money. Damn. Watch the game on the fucking 50-yard line row. Jesus Christ, you were out there just watching the damn game. It's embarrassing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out like a light. This was my week 1 preview. I beg you pardon, my week 1 post-game show. And until next time, why don't you holla at your boy?